Ever wondered who was the richest person in all of human history? Is it a tech billionaire from Silicon Valley, a Gilded Age industrialist, or an ancient emperor draped in gold? The answer is more complex and fascinating than you might think. Today, we're counting down the top 10 wealthiest individuals ever, and revealing who truly holds the title of the richest person to have ever lived. Let's start our journey with a name you definitely know. At number 10, we have Elon Musk. With a net worth hovering around $220 billion, the CEO of Tesla, SpaceX, and X is the face of modern innovation. His fortune isn't built on oil fields or vast lands, but on revolutionary ideas. Electric vehicles that are changing our roads, reusable rockets that are making space accessible, and ambitious AI ventures that are shaping our future. Musk represents a new kind of wealth, one born from intellect and audacity, proving that in the 21st century, the biggest empires are built in the mind. Sliding into our number 9 spot is Jeff Bezos, the man who put the world's marketplace at our fingertips. As the founder of Amazon, Bezos reached a peak net worth of around $200 billion. He didn't just build an online bookstore, he revolutionized global commerce and logistics. Think about it. With a few clicks, you can have almost anything delivered to your door in days, sometimes hours. While historical rulers controlled gold or territory, Bezos built an empire on convenience. His wealth is a testament to the power of a single, world-changing idea, making life easier for everyone. At number 8, we have the pioneer of the personal computer revolution, Bill Gates. As the co-founder of Microsoft, his net worth is around $130 billion, and that's after donating tens of billions to global health and education through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. In the 1980s, Gates and Microsoft put a computer on every desk and in every home. His wealth wasn't just about selling software, it was about creating the digital infrastructure that powers our modern world. He transformed lines of code into a global force, symbolizing how the digital revolution reshaped the very definition of power and influence. Next, at number 7, is the Oracle of Omaha himself, Warren Buffett. With a net worth of around $120 billion, Buffett's story is different from our tech giants. He didn't invent a new gadget. Instead, he mastered the art of patient, value-based investing. Through his company, Berkshire Hathaway, he built an empire by identifying solid, undervalued companies and holding onto them for the long haul. Unlike kings who conquered lands, Buffett's domain is the stock market, and his strategy is wisdom and patience, not brute force. He's a living legend who proves that slow and steady can indeed win the race. Now, we step back in time to the Gilded Age. At number 6, we find John D. Rockefeller. When adjusted for inflation, his wealth skyrockets to an estimated $400 billion. As the founder of Standard Oil, Rockefeller didn't just participate in the oil industry, he was the oil industry. At its peak, his company controlled nearly 90% of all oil in the United States. He effectively owned the energy that fueled a nation's industrial boom. His wealth was so immense, it became a benchmark for unimaginable riches, a true titan of industry whose influence is still felt today. Staying in the same era, we meet Andrew Carnegie at number 5. This Scottish-American steel magnate amassed a fortune that, in today's money, would be around $350 billion. Carnegie didn't just make steel, he built the backbone of modern America. His steel was used for the railroads that connected the country and the skyscrapers that scraped the clouds. But what makes Carnegie's story truly remarkable is what he did with his wealth. He famously declared that, "The man who dies rich dies disgraced," and proceeded to give away 90% of his fortune, funding thousands of libraries, schools, and institutions. He was a builder of industry and a builder of communities. At number 4, we encounter a different kind of wealth, one of inherited power and divine right. Meet Tsar Nicholas II, the last emperor of Russia. His personal fortune, combined with the wealth of the Russian Empire he controlled, is estimated to be between $300 and $350 billion in today's dollars. He ruled over a vast empire with opulent palaces and a treasury filled with crown jewels. But his story is a cautionary tale. Despite his immense wealth, his empire crumbled under the weight of war and revolution in 1917, proving that riches without the support of the people and social stability can be incredibly fragile. Now let's rewind to the Renaissance. Our number 3 spot goes to a name you might not know, but should: Jakob Fugger. This German banker from the 1500s was so wealthy he was known as Jakob the Rich. With an estimated modern equivalent of $400 billion, his wealth came from controlling much of Europe's silver and copper trade. But he wasn't just a merchant, he was a power broker. Fugger financed kings, emperors, and even the Vatican. His loans could determine the outcome of wars and influence who became the Holy Roman Emperor. He was one of the first true global financiers, a banker whose ledger held the fate of nations. Moving further into antiquity, we arrive at number 2, Emperor Augustus Caesar. As the founder and first emperor of the Roman Empire, Augustus wielded a level of economic power that is difficult to comprehend. He ruled from 27 BC to 14 AD, and at his peak, the Roman Empire accounted for nearly a quarter of the entire world's economic output. If we were to convert his personal holdings and the state wealth he controlled into modern terms, it would be an astonishing figure, likely over $4 trillion. However, it's hard to separate his personal wealth from the state's treasury. He didn't just have a large bank account. He owned the bank. And now, the moment we've been waiting for. The richest person in all of human history. At number 1 we have Mansa Musa, the 14th century ruler of the Mali Empire in West Africa. His wealth was so vast that it's almost impossible to put an accurate number on it, but modern estimates place it between $400 and $500 billion, with some historians arguing it was far more. Where did this incredible fortune come from? Gold. At the time, the Mali Empire produced nearly half of the entire world's gold supply. Mansa Musa's legendary pilgrimage to Mecca in 1324 put his wealth on full display. His caravan reportedly included 60,000 men and thousands of camels, each carrying hundreds of pounds of pure gold. As he traveled, he gave away so much gold, especially in Egypt, that he single-handedly caused mass inflation that took the region over a decade to recover from. He literally had so much money he could break economies just by being generous. His reign transformed cities like Timbuktu into legendary centers of learning and culture, creating a legacy of a golden African empire that resonated for centuries. So, let's put it all in perspective. Our modern tech billionaires like Musk and Bezos control immense digital wealth. Industrial tycoons like Rockefeller and Carnegie own the means of production, the oil and steel that built the modern world. Ancient rulers like Augustus Caesar commanded entire empires and their economies. But Mansa Musa's wealth was on another level. It was a perfect storm, combining unfathomable personal riches with absolute control over his empire's seemingly limitless natural resources, namely half the world's gold. While others built wealth, he essentially owned the source code for wealth itself in his era. So, who was truly the richest person ever? By the sheer mind-boggling numbers, the crown undoubtedly goes to Mansa Musa. By influence, you could make a case for Augustus Caesar or even John D. Rockefeller. But what this journey shows us is that wealth has always equaled power, and that power, whether from gold, oil, or code, is the force that has consistently shaped the course of human history. Thank you so much for joining us on this incredible journey through time and treasure. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more amazing stories, and let us know in the comments who you think was the most influential person on this list. We'll see you in the next one.